Ukrainian armed forces defeat Russian mechanized convoys near Novooleksandrivka village. In the Novopavlivka direction, Russian assault units on armored vehicles tried to break through closer to the Dnipro region. Lieutenant General Surreal, commander of the Volodar Tactical Group, described the details of the attack. The Russian command executed an assault operation near the village of Novooleksandrivka. The enemy is not relenting at the Novopavlivka and Pokrovsk sectors. Despite heavy losses, the invaders continue their assaults, trying to break through to the administrative border of Donetsk and Dnipropetrovsk regions at any cost, the Lieutenant General noted. The Russians used 5 tanks, 12 armored vehicles, and 25 motorcycles for the latest attack. The convoys were moving from 3 directions. Ukrainian aerial reconnaissance detected the enemy 5 to 10 kilometers away. As a result of our shelling and the work of kamikaze drones, more than 70 invaders, 2 tanks, 6 armored vehicles, 2 cars, and 14 motorcycles were destroyed. Their offensive was defeated. Some of the Russian armored vehicles were stopped directly near the village of Novooleksandrivka. It is only 4.37 kilometers from this village to the administrative border of the Dnipropetrovsk region. According to General Naiv, last month, the enemy doubled the intensity of its attacks. There were 1,916 attacks, 8,275 explosive devices dropped from UAVs, 16,286 FPV drones involved, 3 times more than before, as well as 9,734 artillery attacks and daily tactical aircraft attacks. Thanks to the well-organized defense of the Volodar Tactical Group and coordination work with brigade commanders, we're holding the front and breaking the enemy in all critical areas. Recently, there is interesting news from the Terezk direction in Donetsk Oblast. Here, the Russian command was forced to achieve a victory to inspire its troops. So they decided to gamble on another suicidal mission. In a bizarre idea, Russians rode across the fields with Soviet flags, while Ukrainians used them simply as target practice. Ukrainian drones turned the spectacle into a massacre. Russian soldiers mounted motorcycles, each flying big Russian and Soviet flags, as they charged forward. The move was pure symbolism, an apparent effort to film a triumphant advance through the contested sector to boost morale and deliver some good news to the Russian information space. But in practice, this flag served only one real purpose: making the assault troops bigger and more visible targets. Geolocated footage shows the assault force initially advancing along a single road before splitting into 2 columns. This maneuver aimed to reduce vulnerability to a single ambush, hoping that at least one group would make it through to their objective. But Ukrainian drone operators were already watching. Alert and experienced, they quickly detected the attackers, and the Ukrainians executed a multi-layered defense with brutal efficiency. Ukraine dismantles the attack with drones and artillery. Ukrainian artillery opened fire first, followed by FPV drone strikes that chased the motorcycles across the terrain. Other drones hovered above, dropping grenades on the soldiers with pinpoint accuracy. Riders were knocked off their bikes one by one, their flags falling beside them into the dust. Despite the initial barrage, a handful of motorcyclists did manage to escape the first engagement, crawling into the ruins of nearby buildings with the hope of finding cover. Ukrainian forces responded with cluster munitions, saturating the hiding spots with shrapnel. Simultaneously, more drones were deployed, systematically eliminating the surviving Russians. By the end, the only remnants of the attack were burning motorcycles and shredded Russian flags around them. This failed assault, rather than delivering a morale-boosting spectacle for the Russian soldiers preparing for their renewed offensive effort, became a visual demonstration of Ukrainian dominance on the battlefield. Instead of planting flags on Ukrainian positions, the attackers left behind nothing but charred wreckage and more proof of Russia's inability to make meaningful progress and move away from suicidal tactics. Overall, the operation underscores the desperation within the Russian command. With no territorial success to show, they gambled on an information victory, trying to craft a narrative of momentum with flags and theatrics. But what they received was a disaster captured in real time, a symbolic assault turned symbolic defeat, with Russian commanders failing to achieve their victory. Russian soldiers and survivors of the previous failed assaults now stand to launch a massive summer offensive with their hopes even further in the gutter.
Красава.
Попали.
Поехал.